What is It's nobody's fault. Crazy, crazy. We were supposed to get 280 millimeters of freezing rain today. Oh, yes. They're work. Can everybody hear me? They are working on something behind the scenes. Welcome to 2015, everybody. The Force Awakens is going to come out next week. I hear it's going to be amazing. I hear Kylo Ren is not a little whiny bitch. Mhm. Oh no.
Okay. Chest test. If anybody can still not hear me or hear me, please in
I've been
the
able to hear
comments.
you the whole time, but I don't know if the guests or the folks at home have been able to hear you.
Yeah, they can hear you, but not me.
Okay.
Kim says can't hear you, only Hank. Okay.
Oh well,
We'll work on it.
I'm stunning. No
Aha!
problem.
Josh
Aha.
says he can hear me.
Oh,
So why is that muted and you are not? So why don't you unmute me and mute you and see what happens?
weird. Can the people at home hear Andy?
They shouldn't be able to because he's behind the scenes right now.
Okay.
That being said, you'll notice I'm flying solo tonight.
Mhm.
Andy, who lives not too far away from me, we live in the same town, was not lucky enough to be able to get out of his driveway today. So I'm alone in the studio tonight, but
I'm
we got
here.
Hank all the way from 2015.
2015. I hear the Force Awakens is going to be good.
I only see and hear Wes and Hank. That's perfect. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Josh.
that's
Thank
how it
you.
is, Josh. Unfortunately, tonight.
Thank you. I don't know. There was some behind the scenes things that happened over the last 2 days that I wanted to follow up on, and I didn't get to. and then we had this disaster of weather.
Mm.
Um, we're supposed to get a call in tonight, and I don't know if that's happening or not.
Sean.
Andy, do you have any word on that? Okay, so if Sean shows up, hopefully he will make himself known in the comments. I do have the phone plugged in, and we are prepared. We are prepared. Um, where are we? Oh, that's
2015.
right. It's 2015. It's Back in Black series, by the way. Did everybody remember that's what we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks?
Yes.
All right. Good to know. Good to know. Josh, I got to do my prep tonight for my procedure tomorrow. Oh
Oh.
dear. I know exactly what you're talking about, my friend.
Oh, eat a big bowl of bran for the doctor.
I wish it was that easy. Oh, it is relatively easy. It just sucks. 2015. You remember what you were doing in 2015?
I do. I was chomping at the bit for this movie, thinking to myself, is it going to be like that scene in oh, what was that movie? Fanboys.
Oh yeah.
What if it
What
sucks?
if it sucks?
So I spent way too much money on like because I don't do anything lightly. I got the
I
free
gotta
novel and the novel,
you gotta love the marketing that the novelization for the film is out before the film.
and written by the original author who co-wrote A New Hope with George Lucas, right? Dean
That's
Foster.
yeah, Alan Dean Foster.
Yeah. So uh, I was all in, especially after the experience you and I had personally watching this J.J. Abrams do Star Trek. Going,
Oh my god, it
wouldn't
was
it be
so
amazing if?
amazing.
And
We said it years ago. We're like,
years
just
ago,
hand the man the keys.
give him the
Just give
keys.
him the keys.
Yeah. Maybe he shouldn't have been drinking when you gave him the keys.
I'll fight you on that one. Friendly fight. Friendly
Okay.
fight.
Yeah.
There was nothing wrong with the Force Awakens.
No,
It's a
no.
fantastic movie and it's a great setup.
I enjoyed the crap out of The Force Awakens. It just,
Why? What? The issue is that Lucasfilm didn't. They just thought, oh, it'll be like the first three. We had different directors. We had George on the first one. We had Irvin Kershner on the second, and oh my god,
it was supposed to be Trevorrow.
no, I'm talking about the original trilogy.
Oh,
George Lucas, Irvin Kershner, and then the third one.
oh my God.
I should know
Marquand,
this.
Richard Marquand.
Richard Marquand. I feel like somewhere they went. We had three different directors in the original trilogy, and it worked out okay.
But they had one writer. I mean,
That's
they had a
right.
team of writers. But the thing was, it was a unified story, and
In
I
my
mean,
opinion, that's where they went wrong on
absolutely.
the sequel trilogy. I like The Force Awakens. I think of all of them, it still feels the most genuine.
It's 100% the strongest.
Even if you do ascribe to, it's a beat for beat retelling of A New Hope, just reskinned. Okay, on some level it is.
Yeah, but like you almost can't go wrong if you do that. And you could see that
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
they there are elements of trying to go beat for beat in with the Empire Strikes Back. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll have red snow and walkers instead, and the walkers will be bigger.
That's right. And they'll
you know,
walk on their knuckles like apes or
right? Like
something. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but I mean, I don't. So I mean, yes, I was. The thing was, I got on the hype train, and I probably still haven't gotten off it in terms of
Yeah.
like my it rekindled my love for Star Wars, which had never really faded, but it had been pushed to the background. I was collecting 3.75, but not like buying three a week or anything. But as soon as this I said it in the chat, as soon as it grabbed me by the pubes, this is when I went all in on the 6-inch figures.
Nice.
This is realistically when I bought the Chewbacca, and I never looked back, much to my lovely wife's chagrin, as evidenced by the crack addiction on all sides of me.
Mine's a little blurry right now, but trust me, it's there.
Yeah.
2015, Force Awakens is coming out, and here in Canada, I'm pretty far away from. They have this thing. We have Cineplex theaters here
Hmm.
in Canada. Is Cineplex international?
I don't know. I'm
Anyway,
not sure.
it's our biggest theater chain
Used to
in
be famous
Canada.
players.
We still have famous players, I think,
Mhm.
somewhere, a few of them. But Cineplex is the largest theater chain, and they started doing this thing, VIP, and VIP theaters are adult only, so it doesn't matter what the movie is. It could be a kids movie, but if it's
Yes.
VIP, it's age of majority, which here in Ontario is 19 plus.
Right.
The venue is licensed. Every seat is like luxury leather, full recliner.
Oh, crazy.
Oh yeah, seat service.
Oh,
Up
here's
until
your
20.
popcorn.
No. Full service menu.
Oh,
I would like a rum and coke. I would like the charcuterie tray for my wife and I,
wow.
and bring me a bag of popcorn while you're at it.
Now, does that stop once the movie starts?
They do seat service up till I think 20 minutes before the start of the movie.
Okay. Because it would be
So,
hella chaotic for someone to bring the guy in front of you a Ryan Coke.
well, I got all freaked out, man, because I'm
Yeah.
like, it's cool because they have a full service restaurant inside the auditorium, like in the
Yeah.
theater, not in the auditorium itself, but in that section of the theater.
Sure.
You show up at the door, there's a concierge, welcome to VIP. And I'm like, great, we have dinner at the movies, right? Because who doesn't do dinner in a movie for a date night? Well, now you can do dinner at a dinner and a movie
Right.
at the movies. And I had this like giant fishbowl drink, and I'm like, I better fucking hurry up and drink this. The movie's gonna start. And the waitress is like, just take it with you. I'm like, in the glass. I'm thinking I need a plastic cup or something.
Right,
Like, no,
right,
no,
right.
just take it with you.
Just go home and do your thing. Wow, that's
So
pretty cool.
The Force Awakens was the movie that hyped that I wanted that experience. So my first VIP film going experience was for The Force Awakens.
Very cool.
And it made it super duper extra special for me. Gaz says it went bonkers with episode 8, where everything that happens in episode 7 was pretty much reset, and all of a sudden everyone in the galaxy was worried about fuel. How many times have we had fuel as a plot device in a Star Wars movie?
uh, Twice now, I
Twice
guess.
for sure.
Twice for sure.
Are you thinking Solo?
I'm thinking Solo,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, me too. Me too. Josh says, I didn't like 7, 8, and 9. I just couldn't get over how they did Luke. Luke couldn't get over how they did Luke, for
No.
that matter.
No.
It's very public. You can look it up. Mark Hamill
Yeah.
was very
He's
much.
recanted a little bit.
Well, I don't know if he recanted as much as he said, "You hired me to do a job, and I will do my
Right,
job because that's what you're paying me to do."
right. I mean, he's
Um,
softened over time, but I think that truckload of money, you know.
well, I mean, he's certainly not shied away from coming back to the role since then. We saw him in The Mandalorian, and then
No, absolutely.
the latest Lego holiday special where he pokes fun at himself. You're saying in your galaxy, I died because I got, or he's like, I can't remember what he said. I died because I was sad, and they're like, yeah. Josh, I didn't like the Acolyte either. I guess I'm a toxic fan.
Yeah,
No, sir. No,
I was
sir.
pretty toxic about my
You are free to choose what you like the media
Absolutely.
you like, don't like the media you don't
Absolutely.
like.
Yeah.
Was there toxicity around that show? Absolutely there was.
Absolutely.
Absolutely there was. We
I had
talked
a
a lot
funny
about that too.
I had a funny, just real quick, like a
Yeah, of course.
anecdotal. I went to
That's
see
our show. We can do whatever we want.
That's true, right? I went and seen Cap 4 last night
Oh,
after telling my
nice.
wife I promised I
Yep,
wouldn't take
yep.
her on the opening weekend. And
Wait. What did Lauren think of it?
she said we should have saw Paddington in Peru
Mm.
after we got out.
Oh, wow. Wow.
She absolutely hated it. Um, I'm a little softer on it. Like there were
Sure.
some outstanding performances, but the best thing about the movie was
Yeah.
some jerk, and I hope he's watching our show. He's probably not though. Some jerk was on his cell phone the whole friggin' movie.
Oh, it was that good, was it?
Either that or he was that jerk. I do have to say I saw it with maybe 20 people in a theater. There was like
Oh,
barely
that is
anybody there.
low
On a
attendance. And you saw
Saturday
it
night.
on a
Saturday
Saturday
night.
night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But about 20 minutes before the movie ended, a guy walked out. And
Yeah.
he walked right up to the cell phone guy and goes, "Next time you go to a friggin' movie," and he didn't say friggin', pointing right in his face, yelling at him, "Put your cell phone away. 2 fucking hours." And he walked out, and I was like, that's Captain America right there. That's the hero of that film. Yeah. Yeah, but
Like,
it makes me go. I'm gonna wait for Thunderbolts to stream because
isn't that something?
that keeps breaking my heart, and I keeps
The
breaking my heart.
marketing for Thunderbolts has made me go, this might be interesting. But like I said to Andy on Tuesday night, I'm like, there is no way those characters in that assortment in any combination are taking on this entry.
No, no.
So I don't know. I don't know how they're going to manage that. I tried to delete this frame. I don't know if you noticed that, but apparently it wanted to reinsert itself and it won't let me delete it anymore.
Well, that's okay.
Oh, dang.
That's all right. We'll just that's our mystery poison.
I don't like that. I don't like that. What if I changed? I wonder if I could change. No, I'm not even going to bother. Like if I could switch camera feeds and then delete the other one, but it's fine. Can we hear me now?
Hmm.
We can all, you can hear me.
I
Andy can
definitely
hear
can.
me. Andy, who's in the background, by the way, he's running the show tonight from home.
That's awesome.
Um, Force Friday. We had what? Three of them? Four of them.
Three official, I think.
Sorry,
We
four.
had a
There were
we had a
four.
were there because there was
Four
there was
official
triple
ones.
Force Friday for the Force Awakens or for the Rise of Skywalker, Mando, and another release that
And
happened at the same time.
Jedi Fallen Order, the video
Right,
game.
right. Yeah, it was triple
Well,
Force Friday.
the first Force Friday, that was back on September 4th. Actually, let's switch up here. Let's go
A
to our
slide.
slides. Let's go to our slides.
The Aftermath novels? I think they came out after, but maybe. Yeah, I kind of went all in.
All the books. Wow. Okay, can't hear me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, can't hear me. Okay, well, I don't know what to do. Hang on a second. Let me try something here. See it.
I'll move my lips and pretend I'm cutting out. Yeah, Wes could be on there twice.
You get me.
There was a guy wearing
Camera
a
one,
giant
camera
hat
two,
once in the
camera
theater.
one,
This
camera
other
two.
guy got tired of blocking the screen and ripped it up off his head and proceeded to use his teeth to rip it up. That would be something to see in a theater.
Can hear you now. Okay, so what if I
Okay.
take out this one?
Whoa.
I'm coming back. Can you all hear me now?
Two
Okay,
for Wes.
so listen, give me a second here. Oh, that's so fine. I can just leave them both running. That's weird.
Camera
That's
one,
weird
camera
looking
two.
at two cameras at the same time. Okay, so where were we? What's the last thing you heard, Josh? Talking about Force Friday, and we were talking about the merchandise journey to Force Awakens. I had
Right.
suggested that Chuck Wendig's first Aftermath novel was part
Aftermath
of that.
novel.
I
I
don't
can't
remember.
recall actually.
I
I
don't
know that I read
recall.
all three, but I can't recall. I think the first thing they dropped was this uh, young teen novel,
Yeah,
literally before the Awakening, which is, and it says right on the back, the road to
yeah,
the
Road
Force
2.
Awakens. There was so much. I mean, Subway had bad. Like it felt a lot like the
Yeah.
hype around the Phantom Menace.
Well,
Remember the drink toppers for the Phantom Menace?
talking about Subway, do you want to run down? Let me run down the partner brands that got
Yeah,
in on
yeah.
this. We had this one gets me. CoverGirl and Max Factor were a brand partner on this.
Right.
Star Wars themed makeup.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
it
okay.
makes sense that you're appealing to like 'cause it's the adults now. Like I mean, they kind of knew what they were doing. Like by the time we get to Rogue One, you literally have Nissan backing the
Yeah.
film, right?
Well, we had Fiat Chrysler for
Right, right.
for Force Awakens. We also had Duracell. Pottery Barn. General Mills. Now, General Mills, though, has a long history with Star Wars.
C-3POs.
How about Kenner, a division of General Mills?
Oh, wow. I
Way,
wasn't
way
aware
back
of
when.
that.
Way back when. HP, Hewlett Packard, I mean. As you said, Subway, and finally Verizon, the wireless carrier in the US. And like I said, we got 3 more. We got the next Force Friday came in September 30th, 2016. That was to support the release of Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
And then, wow, September 1st, 2017, The Last Jedi.
Right.
And then the last one, as you said, Triple Force Friday, October 4th, 2019. And it was for Rise of Skywalker, The Mandalorian, and Jedi Fallen Order. I mean, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. I mean, Fallen Order. Although I did get screwed by GameStop, formerly EB Games in Canada, that day when I was supposed to get a free Cal Kestis, and they were like, "We'll give you this." I can't remember what it was, but then they charged me for it, even though I had pre-ordered the game and the figure was
gaming
supposed to
grades
come.
action figure.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, that
sucks.
miserable.
That sucks big time. Okay, so every action figure we're going to talk about tonight was part of the reveals on Force Friday 2015. You and I had an interesting sort of chuckle in our private chat earlier this week when we said neither of us have any of the figures on this list.
No. None of the figures on this list.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear. None of them.
None of them, no.
By the way, what's interesting is that of all of the, as I'm going through the list here, of the, half a dozen that we're going to talk about tonight? Sorry, we're going to get, that's not true. We got a long list tonight.
Yeah, we do.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of the 11 figures, I think 3 of them are Force Awakens.
Yeah, right.
Isn't that something, eh?
They held them in the pocket, though. I mean, there was some secrets. They were still sort of, it's like now that the Red Hulk is in a movie 6 months before it comes out.
I mean, if you're a Lego fan, you knew sometime last year.
Right. Yeah.
Leave it to Lego.
Yeah, the Swedish spoiler.
All right. Well, the first figure that we're going to talk about is not red. It's white. In fact, it is so white, it needed its own special box. And this is kind of fun. Oh, by the way, we're into the red and black box now. Not this one specifically, but Phase 3, as we are now in Phase 3.
Oh, Vanna White these for you.
This by far the longest running packaging for Black Series action figures. I don't even know. Did Marvel Legends go that long without a refresh on their packaging?
I don't think so. There was 120 odd figures in the numbered waves, plus the exclusives, and there were many exclusives. There might have been as many exclusives as there was regular releases. Even I think I have this right here. Even the deluxe figures had a version of this box.
Oh, so lovely.
Yeah.
I love that one. Okay. So just like we did, just like with the entire toy line itself, launched with a San Diego convention exclusive. Of course, it is our first order Stormtrooper. And if you didn't get this one, not a big deal because it was in part of the first wave.
Right.
The first wave of regular figures. But if you wanted the white box and you were a box collector, and maybe this was something that you would have been into.
They did that gimmicky. I think we'll talk about it next episode. They did that gimmicky white box release for selective figures for the first wave as well. I have a few of them kicking around. Actually,
almost reminds me of
next week,
like when they were doing the carbonized versions.
Right, and I did get sucked into a couple of those too. I didn't
really care. The only carbonized figure that ever got me to bite was the Boba Fett, and I only hate to say it, I bought it specifically for resale.
Yeah,
I had zero interest in it, but I thought, oh, this is so gimmicky, somebody will want this. I was right.
Yeah, I still have it.
Oh, you are that somebody. No, I didn't sell it to you. But...
No, but mine's still sealed in a box. I could still flip it because I have 4 other Boba Fetts now. If anybody wants a shiny Boba Fett, let me know. Hit me up my DMs.
Let's talk about the First Order Stormtrooper here.
Awesome.
This is the exact same figure that's going to come up later in the main line, so zero difference. I love this figure. And
Awesome.
yeah, of all of the sequel trilogy figures, this one by far, maybe one of my, maybe my absolute favorite.
It's a nice, elegant redesign, like just like a smoothing out of everything, and it's still so true to the original Stormtrooper. At the same time, it's got this little update. Like I really felt like these guys know what they're doing. I especially love the E12 or whatever it is. The E,
Yeah, I don't even know what the upgraded blaster is, but I mean,
I think it's an E12,
it's definitely in the family, right? Has the
right?
same general aesthetic.
I
Now
just
our
love the
Stormtrooper comes
white
with a
flare,
pistol.
right?
Do you remember when J.J. Abrams did Star Trek?
I do.
Do you remember we
Saw
saw
it
it
together.
together? Do you remember the jokes about the new Enterprise, especially the bridge of the Enterprise? It looked
Right.
like it was the Apple Store.
Yeah, the lens flare.
This Stormtrooper is if Stormtroopers were made by Apple.
Yeah, very
Do you know what
sleek.
I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah. They have that corner, the same round edge on every device.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I like
Um,
this design a
it's
whole
it's
lot,
it's really tight. It really is tight.
and I regret I should have done this and I didn't. I should have put a standard Stormtrooper in beside the
Mm,
First Order just to have a comparison shot. But I just feel like the plating is better. It just looks more functional. Like I can imagine that the guys wearing this can move a lot better than the original Stormtrooper.
right, right.
They certainly look like they can in the movie.
No, I mean absolutely. And even the like just on a practical level, the tech for costume building
Yeah.
would have been way higher. So you would have been probably a lot more functional in terms of wearability.
And I mean, after the prequel trilogy where all of the clones were CGI,
Mm,
it was nice to see like multiple stormtroopers on screen
100%.
practically. Loved it.
100%.
Loved it. Um Man, I don't know what else to say about this guy.
This is it's still, I mean, if they re-release this today, and there's really no reason to do that, but this is a 2015 4 out of 5 for me. This is one of the things that got me like so hooked on the
Yeah.
on
Yep.
the on the new film.
You know, I say this, I am a Star Wars apologist, and to the end of the earth, I will always find something redeeming in
Mm.
everything Star Wars. I watched Resistance. I liked it. Didn't love it, but I liked it. I couldn't tell you any of the plot points, but my eyes did see it.
Yes,
But I did. It does speak to me when it does speak when I say that I did divest myself of all my sequel trilogy action figures. I don't own
really,
a sequel. I don't.
even this guy.
Yeah, even this one.
Wow,
I no longer own a sequel trilogy figure of any kind.
I got your back, buddy.
I felt like if I was divesting of all of them, it had to be all or nothing. I didn't want to like
Makes sense.
I didn't want to cherry pick because then I would just be like, oh,
See,
okay.
the sweet thing about this design is you could just throw him at the back of the Empire shelf,
And it
and
would look
it just
okay.
looks like you got another stormtrooper.
Who's that sleek looking dude in the back? He must be in
Right.
charge.
Yeah, you could really, yeah.
Man. All right. So when we talk about the First Order Stormtrooper, what kind of score do you want to give this guy?
4 out of 5 lightsabers.
4 out of 5 lightsabers. I give him 4.5 Rey Skywalkers out of 5.
Oh, nice. 4.5 Ray Skywalkers. That's excellent.
Just
Now, I've
to
never
make everybody
opened
happy.
mine. Like, I don't have an opened version of this, so I don't know
No.
anything about his articulation or his
Well,
posability or.
he's pin. I mean, he's got pin joints, but for and that stuff doesn't bother me, pinned or pinless. I think we've had this conversation
Yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah.
Do you care about that stuff?
I I mean, it depends on what I'm doing. So once I started getting into action figure photography and wanted more out of my figure than just to
Yeah.
be a museum pose,
Yep.
some things started to bother me. I wouldn't mind being able to have them, off balance and maintain,
to be able
some
to stand up
semblance
in an
of,
awkward position.
yeah. There's a thing about like being an artist as I am and stuff too, and like, and even as a like a guy who knows film and comics like you do,
Yep.
when you when the weight doesn't sit properly over the center of mass,
Yeah.
it looks awkward. So you
Oh, it
can
does.
actually pose these figures so that they stand, but they don't look natural at all.
I'm
So to
looking at
get
some of
that
my.
right,
I'm
so you get
looking at some
that
of my
weight
figures
over the
now.
center, you get that center of mass over a leg, so that it looks like the leg is supporting it, and the like the
Well,
weight is
even
off the back leg, and
even these two, and the one on the image on the left is the solicitation photo.
mm,
That doesn't look too awkward, and then the other one is a little more dynamic. It
right.
looks fairly natural to me.
It's not too bad. It's not, especially with the ankle and stuff.
Yeah,
You know, I tend to play with little things like head tilts because nobody sits there just like this. So I play with a
perfectly straight. You
a
cock the
little,
head off a little bit.
right. So that,
Yeah, yeah. Well, that is our first figure of Force Friday 2015. We're going to stick with the trooper theme for a bit as we go into our next one. The next one that we're going to look at, it is a multi-pack. And this one was an Amazon exclusive. And it is the evolution of the Stormtrooper. And what do we get? We
three
get
re-releases.
three. Well, we'll call it two and a half.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
the phase two trooper is a new head on the old body.
Right.
And then I guess the pauldron counts as a new thing. All right, so let's get into it. Evolution of the Stormtrooper. Nothing new here. We get our clone. Who is this? This is our clone trooper. Oh, sorry, wrong order. This isn't the clone. This is the clone trooper commander phase 1.
Right.
This was the only way you could get yellow. He never got a single carded release. Just
Oh
this one.
wow.
Even now, he didn't get a single carded release, which kind of bothers me because as I'm looking at mine, there's one, the guy with the red stripe.
Mm-hmm.
That one got a single release,
Right.
like a recent release. And I'm like, why did that one get 2 releases and this one didn't?
Not a
Like, you
single.
think you would want the single carded release to complete the lineup, but no. Nothing new here. It is the exact same body, the exact same accessories. I will point out the long rifle does have the paint apps on
Yes.
the foregrip and on the barrel there, I guess.
What would the price point have been on this?
I didn't get a price point, but it had. Let me see if I can. Just give me a second. I'll see if I can.
Because we were still $29.99 retail when these dropped. Were they
$24.99.
$24.99?
$24.99 US in 2015. That we didn't have a price. We don't get a price jump until 2023.
Right. So for us
I'm
up
gonna
here north of the
see
border, it was $29.99.
if
So
you
if
just
you're talking 30, 60,
bear with me while I
yep.
try and find. I do have a resource for pricing, and I'll just see if I can.
So that's the thing that drives my stars down or my Ray Skywalkers down is at the price points that I.
Andy's telling me that this came in at $79.99. That's
Wow.
Andy, US dollars? Okay, $79.99 US in 2020. Oh, sorry, 2015.
4 figures for $80. That's not bad, I guess.
$20 a figure.
Yeah.
So that makes them exactly what they were single carded.
$19.99 US.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you remember what we gave Phase 1 clone the last 3 times?
I think it might have varied, but I mean, you're a big clone guy.
Yeah.
He was at least a 3 out of 5 for me, probably a 7 out of 10. But then again, that's a 2015 figure.
Yeah.
The recent re-release of the Phase 1 Clone Trooper is far better.
It's the new body.
Far better.
Removable helmet on that?
I don't know. It's a
On the Phase
2-pack.
1? I don't know if it's removable on the Phase 1.
It's a 2-pack with the battle droid. So
You know who is going to be removable?
Mm,
That new Rex that's coming.
right.
The
Yeah.
Ahsoka Rex
True.
with the Phase 1 helmet, or the 1.5, whatever it is.
Right.
Oh no, Josh! I'm drinking the stuff now. Pray to all the deities for me, please.
Is it
You're
strawberry
good,
flavored?
man. You're good.
It's
Once you
it's
drink the first I don't know if they gave you like you just got to drink the orange flavored stuff, or if they give you like the 4. I guess it'd be the gallon or a gallon and a half of
Yeah.
the I call it brake fluid because it's kind of chemically related. But once you start going, just don't be more than a handful of steps away from your bathroom.
Yep.
That's all I'm
It
gonna say.
happens pretty quickly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You'll be fine though, man. It's a cakewalk. You'll be all right. We've all done it.
With nothing new to offer, are we sticking with our high praise on this guy?
So like when you release a multi-pack, I like to rate them all
Oh, as a pack.
as a pack.
Okay. Well, let's come we'll circle back to that once
Okay.
we have looked at all of the figures in the pack. So let's move to the next one then, which is, hey, look, phase 2.
Yeah, now you're talking.
Phase 2 clone, but is it a phase 2 clone because it is built on the phase 1
Phase one body.
body?
Right.
So,
Now, I mean, for the uninitiated, there are certain idiosyncrasies in the armor in a phase 2 armor.
yeah.
Like it's
Yeah, there are.
yeah.
I don't think I was aware of this figure before doing the research for this episode. But I'm impressed to know that helmet sculpt existed back then because I just
Right.
didn't think it did.
Yeah, no, that's a good point actually. I wonder if that's the same helmet sculpt that's on the secondary
The
releases
one
of
that's
this.
on, like the one that's out now in the little army builder pack.
Yeah, because it even took Clone Wars a few seasons to for the clones to level up to phase 2.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, cherry crab. So you're probably drinking the peg light. That's probably what it is. Um, Same weapons, the DC-19 and
yep.
the whatever it is. No paint this time.
No paint.
No paint. Screw you. You got a new head. You don't
Right.
get any paint.
Right.
No
And
paint.
this was pre the blank clone head underneath that you could.
Yeah, this would have
This
been
is
just
on peg.
a proper head
Right.
on a ball.
But I gotta say, like, I would give this if it were an individual figure, I would rate it higher now that it's a
Yeah.
phase 2 original release. So
Yeah, I would have had this had been available in a single card, I would have been all over this one.
mm.
Even with the body issues, I would have got it. So
And this
I
guy's
do like
straight
this
from
one.
Camino, right? Like because
Oh yeah.
you would have been
He's
assigned a
he's very
squadron and a color.
very shiny.
Very
It's
shiny.
so shiny. All right, and the next one, oh, wonky leg and all. Look,
Oh man.
it's our original Stormtrooper, and this one is called the Blast Effect Stormtrooper,
Yes.
and I really just want to call him Inkblot.
Yeah. I have my blast effect guy here. He's
You
different.
showed me that one.
I can't access him. When he comes up organically in the next few episodes, I'll grab him.
The
But
Blast Effect one that you have, and I don't know if it's true of this Amazon pack, but the one that you have, the single card one that came out with the extra effects, like the actual blast effects,
right, yes.
way better. The scorch marks on his armor look
Yeah, they look way better, especially
more
the helmet.
organic.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
just looks like somebody dumped ink on him or
Yeah.
spilled paint on him.
I bet the prototype was an accident and they went, well, maybe we can run with it. What is that rifle he's holding?
So that one is the same rifle that comes with Dengar, I think.
Is it? Wow.
We've seen that before. God, there's a couple figures that come with it. Do I have anybody in reach? I'm looking at.
Is that an Imperial rifle?
It is.
Okay.
I got my Dengars. If I take my earbuds out, I can probably reach him. Maybe
I
he
don't
doesn't have that one.
I might have my Dengar.
Or is it IG88
my
that comes with that?
IG88.
It's IG88 that comes with
I
that.
do have IG8 in a box then.
Yeah. IG88, I think, comes with that one.
There he is.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
This one, there's a paint app on the bolt of the E11, which is
Yeah.
funny. I mean, the little things, right?
Yeah.
So he gets a bunch of paint blobs on him and paint on his blaster.
Right.
It's funny how they pick and choose which ones are going to get stuff and which ones aren't. All right. One more in this multi-pack, and it is the First Order Stormtrooper Officer.
Right.
It's not a sand trooper. This is the pauldron is denoting somebody of rank.
Mm,
Do you remember seeing this guy in the movie?
I don't.
Neither do I.
I don't.
I gotta
I
wonder
must
if it
admit I
was
haven't.
if there was one of these guys at Tokadana in the opening sequence with Poe.
Oh, it might. There might have been an officer there where they were just gunning
Yeah,
people down.
maybe
Now I wonder if that's a pauldron, like a reused pauldron.
off of one of the sand
One of
troopers.
this, right? Because that makes this like an
I
easy
don't
kit
I
bash.
don't believe it is. I
No,
believe
it looks like
there's
it kind of wraps around the shoulder more.
I think there's texture, like there's lines, like the sand trooper one looks like it's padded,
Right.
like quilted. This one not so much. But it's our still it's the basic first order stormtrooper body.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it's like the standard. You pop the head off and flip the thing on, and then put the head back on.
Right.
I didn't have this figure. I never got this pack.
No, no, sir.
But I would still rank him individually as high as the
Yes.
first order stormtrooper.
Yeah, no, and I love a variant, so
Probably
like
say I'd probably give him the same score, to be honest.
I would too. I love a variant like that. So, and I'm a sucker for stormtroopers, like you are for clones. So,
All right, well then let's take a look here one more time. What have I done? What have I done? Oh, nothing. I haven't done anything. We're good. We're good. I feel like am I on the right slide? Oh yeah, of course I am. Sorry, I'm just talking out my butt. Here we go. Let's look at the Amazon exclusive Evolution of the Stormtrooper pack as a whole and give it a score. Oh, by the way, the packaging on this one, it's a funky it's a bifold box.
Bifold box.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of this as a multi-pack?
I'll give it 3 Rey Skywalkers because the two direct releases drop it down, but the shoulder pauldron and the phase 2
The
head
phase two
bump it
head.
up. So it's, and I just I'm more of a fan of a single release when money is tight, like
Yep.
so you could pick and choose. I mean, we haven't even begun to scratch the surface of the Hasbro's uh, I don't know what you call it, delivery problems. Yeah,
Oh, distribution. Yeah.
distribution
Yeah.
is soon to be a nightmare.
Right around the time that the anniversary or the Star Wars retro card, the wave with the early bird
Mm-hmm.
release,
Mm-hmm.
just like in '77.
Right.
Where the fuck are they?
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it got pretty bad after
I
that.
have that unboxed here, or still in box here somewhere.
Yeah.
With the A New Hope Vader.
Yeah, that Vader was actually not too bad.
Yeah.
I liked it. Okay. What'd you say the score was? 3?
3
and a bit?
Josh gives it a 3.
Josh
too.
gives it a solid 3. I will give it the same score. There's nothing earth-shattering in here.
Mm-mm.
Like as a multi-pack, I would seriously look at this and go, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I feel there's some value in it as a box collector.
Mm-hmm.
I could take the box out, open up the bifold, and just look at it like that and go, oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how they evolved.
Basically, the wave after this, I started to try to be a completist, which was just infuriating.
That proves to be
Yeah, it does get, especially with their
frustrating.
distribution problems.
Frustrating to say the least.
Yeah.
All right. What if I told you our next one is also a multi-pack?
Oh man, it makes good business sense.
I don't know if this one's any better or worse. Oh, Andy says great for army builders.
Yeah.
You'll have to be the judge of this, whether this is better or worse. Thematically speaking, there's some interesting choices here. Parts, nuts and bolts wise, I'm on the fence with this one too. But our next one is what is called Imperial Forces. Imperial Forces. And yeah, there isn't a mold in here that we haven't seen. There isn't a mold in here that we haven't seen already that hasn't been released. And in some cases, like our astromech droid, It's a barren landscape if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll go through them one at a time and then we'll circle back to the rest of it. All right, first up, it is the Sand Trooper White Pauldron,
Right.
not the previously released Black
Orange.
Pauldron.
Oh,
And
black.
well, there's been two.
And orange pauldron. Yeah.
At that point, is the Orange Pauldron, the Black Pauldron.
Right.
Now this guy, the White Pauldron, and later on in the line, we're gonna get Gray Pauldron on the Dewback Rider.
On the Dewback Rider. Yeah, that's correct.
So this figure definitely got milked for everything it was worth.
That secondary weapon with the
big gun.
Yeah. What is that?
That's you've seen that gun. They all come with it, by the way.
Okay.
They all do. They come with the two long rifles and the E11. I don't remember what this one's called. We saw it in the movie when they're going door to door.
Yes,
he's carrying
that's right.
one at the low rest, and then there's another one. Two
Yeah,
guys walking side by
in
side.
the ready position.
They each have a different rifle.
Now I'm a sucker for the, like, I only have one Pauldron Stormtrooper.
I have all of the Sand Troopers but this one.
So I'm a simp for that. So I would definitely rate this guy sitting on the shelf single carded or by himself 4 out of 5. But
nice, yeah.
As part of this pack, it kind of drives it down, but we'll get there.
All right, the next one. I wasn't counting on getting into a bunch of lore stuff when we sat down to do this, and yet here we are. And this pack, we're gonna dip into the lore a little bit because this is the Crimson Stormtrooper. I did some digging on this, and there's some conflicting stuff.
A few parsecs ahead of his time.
So canonically, these guys are referred to as a magma trooper or a lava trooper.
Yep.
And are specialized in warfare on volcanic worlds.
You think they would have popped up on Mustafar, but...
So the thing is that the Crimson Stormtrooper in this color never appear canonically.
Never.
It's a Legends thing.
Right.
But they do canonize magma troopers in 2015 Star Wars Battlefront, but they're just regular white armored stormtroopers that are specialized in volcanic warfare.
Mm-hmm.
The hot Cheeto trooper.
Yeah. Yeah. Just print me some of those in red. And I mean, I guess you could say that it's, we also eventually we get a Shadow Trooper, which is a black version of this.
We got the Shadow Trooper in the 2-pack with the
but they could have gone ape with this. They could have given us a mustard figure and a blue figure and a green figure. And so I guess maybe this is them being reserved. I don't know that I would have needed this figure at all. It's a novelty.
I think in 2015 this was a nice way of saying, and I mean I get kind of tickled every time they do it, even now in 2025. We talked about it last week. We get a bunch of Shadows of the Empire stuff on the horizon.
Yeah.
So when Star Wars acknowledges the old expanded universe, I go, yay!
Well, so that makes me super happy too.
For me, wonky leg and all, the Crimson Stormtrooper is kind of cool. He's kind of cool.
Again, I might have bought it single carded, but as part of a 4-pack that's only available at a retailer in the States.
Oh yeah, Entertainment Earth. And I assume this was probably at the same price point as our last one at the 79. Okay. There is conflicting sources out there that claim that this action figure is the only appearance of this type of stormtrooper in Star Wars media in the red armor. I cannot confirm nor deny that. I don't know if red stormtroopers have turned up in comics or books or other media. I just haven't seen them.
It must be the progenitor of the Sith trooper, though. Like you couldn't know that exists and not have that be your influence.
I would wonder. And I mean, that color, I mean, I know it's red and we all go, oh, red, but it's pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty close.
Yes.
If you think that one's weird, our next one is even more weird. And not the fact that it's another Legends character, but I'll get into the nuts and bolts of why it's weird. once we go through the whole rabbit hole. This is a named person. This is not
Right.
just a reissue of the standard TIE pilot. This is Lieutenant, I'm going to butcher this name. Let me spell it for you, and then we can decide how you want to pronounce this. O X I X O. Is it Oshio or Oxizo or Ozigzo?
Ozizo. I don't know.
I think of the Zizor Shizor convention, and I'm
Right.
inclined to go Oshisho.
Yeah. I mean, I was saying Sam Gamgee wrong for decades before I saw the films. So Gamgee.
Odie doo. Odie
Odie doo.
doo.
Oh my.
Oh, $99. Andy says that this one was a $99
USD.
US
I would have
multi-pack.
100% passed on that just at the price point.
So Lieutenant Oshi Sho, as we're going to call him,
Sure.
was an original character created by Hasbro. Created by Hasbro all the way back in 2010. Now, he was included in this the little multi-pack you can see there, the Battle over Endor. That was part of Star Wars Shadow of the Dark Side. There was a couple of multi-packs, this one being the Battle over Endor.
It's a 3.75?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this action figure was retconned to be one of the TIE pilots that we see in A New Hope. And I don't know, I've included the screen grab of the helmet.
Oh.
That doesn't look
both Vader's wingmen die, so it would have to be different. Right.
So it's not the wingmen. It's this is one of the TIE pilots over Alderaan. Oh no, that would be one of Vader's. No, it's not. It's when they escape the Death Star.
Oh, okay.
Before the planet is No, I guess it's already blown up at that point, isn't it?
Because they chase a single fighter.
That's right.
But you never see the pilot in that scene. You only ever see the shots of the pilots. I think you only ever see Vader's wingmen.
That's right. But this is one of them. And this footage on the right-hand side, I've got the screen grab, and then beside that is the replica helmet from Anovos, which I think is out of business now.
Rubies.
Not a little higher
yeah,
rubies.
No, I get it.
But like the markings on it's supposed to be some form of Arabesh or Proto-Besh or whatever it is, but that is not what they gave us on the action figure.
No.
What's funny is that on the packaging, like this is a battle over Endor. So the packaging claims that he was at retcon to be one of the TIE pilots seen in A New Hope, although his helmet markings do not match the scene from the movie.
Right.
The 3.75 release on Entertainment Earth's website identified him as one of the pilots at the Battle of Endor, although the toy packaging lists him as one of the 4 pilots shot down in the Alderaan system in A New Hope.
Right.
So, weird.
I mean, they were firing from the hip a lot in the early 2000s.
So outside of the helmet marking and a little bit of a redeco on the chest box, this is your standard TIE pilot re-released.
I have the single carded 40th Empire version of this. Not him, but of the standard TIE pilot.
I have a standard TIE pilot as well.
Yeah.
Of course, I see it. I can't not mention it. Of course, and people still discover this today and kind of go when they realize that the TIE helmet is a mashup of a Stormtrooper helmet and a Rebel X-Wing helmet.
Right.
Just smash the Stormtrooper face into an X-Wing helmet.
So cool. But a tiny little paint app isn't enough to pull me in at $100.
No, and then this is where I think it's cool, but it's also like a bit of a letdown because the last one in this pack is R2Q5.
Right.
R2Q5 appeared in Return of the Jedi in like one scene. Now, you did have a couple of 3.75 releases since 2000, but this is the first Black Series release, and it is the second astromech in the Black Series.
He's got that Poe Dameron scheme.
The black and the orange.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, from the tie. Or sorry, the X-wing.
that's right.
What's interesting about this is that he gets the scomp link.
Mhm,
Obviously,
mhm.
is part of the figure. It's built into the figure, but all the other accessories that R2 came with, he gets none of them.
None of them.
But he still gets the hole in his head for the lightsaber.
Does he have? Does he?
Yes, which is
All of
ridiculous.
those panels tend to fall out of all the early R2 units.
I never
The
opened. I
head
opened
panel.
them once and then
Yeah,
just never looked at them again.
yeah.
R2Q5, again, exactly the same. And if you remember the old, I called it the old now since they've upscaled them and
Yes.
sort of made them in proper scale.
Mm.
The center leg, you twisted the head to deploy. Oh, that's a good looking one. That's the old one? The old Astromech?
The old Astromech. This is from the red squadron pack.
I'm gonna solo you on that.
Sure.
Oh, I like that. It's a basic redeco, but I like it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Some nice paint
Astromechs,
apps on them.
Astromechs, dime a dozen. Give me 40 of them, all different colors.
100%. 100%.
And I would be in on that. All right, so let's take a look at the Imperial Forces as a multi-pack. Hang on, what's Gaz saying? That was the TIE pilot that said, "What are nuts? F that, I'm not falling that hunk of junk into that partially constructed Death Star." All right, Imperial Forces. We get a Sand Trooper,
Mhm.
a Stormtrooper in red plastic, a TIE pilot, and an Astromech. And it costs more money
Right.
than the last one.
Man, so on paper, like individually, these are all like very high, 3.5 or better. But as a group, it's like a 2.5 for me. It's the price point is too high. Two of the figures are too niche for me to even really care about. And I always thought that if you're going to do a figure that small, like an Astromech, give me two of them in a pack.
I hate to say it, but the Sand Trooper is the high watermark of the pack. He's
100%.
got
100%.
if you include the pauldron, you're talking what 1, 2, 3, 5 accessories.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else in there comes with 5 accessories.
No.
But it's the same wonky leg Stormtrooper body, which has been a complaint since day one, and it's the third Sand Trooper that we've gotten so far. And I don't know if this was necessary.
Yeah, that's a good point, Andy.
The Imperial Mouse Droid. So here's a funny story about the Mouse Droid. We've gotten the Mouse Droid, what, 1 million times now?
Mm.
And it's freaking huge.
It's so big.
It's totally like out of whack.
So
it's the wrong scale.
I have it here.
And I believe, don't quote me on this, because there's a first order version, and it's like they keep putting that in every figure that ever came with one gets that version of it, which is wrong.
It's practically a Hot Wheels car.
Oh my god, it's
so big.
Gigantic.
I'll give you some scale. There's the Astromech.
It's gigantic. It should be like half the size.
It really should.
Like Grogu could ride that thing around like a scooter.
Oh yeah. I mean that thing would scare Chewbacca instead of the other way around.
Oh my god, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love my droids, but so wait, did you weigh in on this as a multi-pack?
I'd say,
you say?
I put it at about a 2.5. And that's probably being generous for me.
There's nothing in this that I need that I have to buy this multi-pack. Do I like some of the things in it? I do. At the time in 2015, if I saw that Astromech,
yes,
that paint by itself,
I would buy 2 out of 4 of them
I'd have bought
in single carded easily.
Yeah. Josh, 2.
Yeah.
It's a 2. I would have bought the Astromech. I might have bought the Crimson
for Josh.
I might have bought I might have bought the Crimson Stormtrooper. But I would have skipped on.
I could see the appeal, having bought 2 Sith troopers.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. The only thing that I regret not buying 2 of in red was not getting a second Royal Guard. I should have got a second.
I have the stupid blue Royal Guard.
I bought
Yeah,
that pack. That's
yeah,
a multi-pack that I did buy.
yeah. I do have that.
The evolution of the starts with the Senate Guard, and then it goes to the Royal Guard, and then the Sovereign Protector. But he's not called the Sovereign Protector. It's the Black Guard
Right,
with the Force
right.
Pike, the real lightsaber pike.
I think the blue one I have doesn't have a cloak on it, and it
Oh
came.
no!
It was a. What's the old game? Not the Jedi Fallen Order games, but
Oh,
oh, oh, the Galen Merrick games. Um,
Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed, gaming great. Comes with an electro staff, like a
Yeah,
purge staff.
yeah. Yeah, I feel again. I feel like there's some value in looking at this in the box. So
Mm,
if I was an inbox collector, I'm like it's presented well.
yeah, it's just so inaccessible to Canadian collectors, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, we could have bought it from Entertainment Earth at US
I,
dollars and
I
shipping
have
and
you ever successfully got anything from them?
no.
No, me either.
No.
They screwed me on a Rex, and I still haven't forgiven them.
But I wouldn't have bought. There's nothing in this that I
No,
needed to buy.
no, not
So
at $100. No,
this is a 1.5 for me.
mm,
And that's being
that's
generous.
fair. That's fair.
1.5. All right, what do we got? We got two more. We got two more, and we finally made it to 2015. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about the Force Awakens.
Here it is.
Oh boy. Oh, I'm sorry. I lied. We got three more.
Right.
Our next one, another multi-pack. But this one's good. This one's good because technically it's kind of new. Let's get through all these. And there we go.
There we
This
go.
one is called Escape from Destiny. It was a Target exclusive
Right.
in the US, but it was sold in the UK at a store called Argos.
Oh, there you go. We did have targets for about 4 seconds here in Canada.
What year was that?
I
It might have been right around this
It
time.
might have been around this time. It might have been around this time. Was it?
Oh, pre
Oh, okay.
2012.
I know a lot of Target stuff ended up at True's before they went under and then became
Right.
True again.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're
Uh,
now swirling the fucking drain now.
I love the shield and the riot baton. Like that's like when you see that scene of
Yep.
uh
Traitor.
that's TR-808 or whatever they gave him.
Yeah.
Fantastic idea. Um, especially if you're going to train people to there is a single carded release of this, I believe. I think I have this kicking around somewhere too.
I believe there is as well.
Yeah.
I like this figure. First of all, I love the First Order Stormtrooper
Hmm.
body. So that's cool. And trooper types, I'm all for
Absolutely.
different troopers.
Absolutely.
And the fact that this one is a specialized trooper, a riot control trooper. It's not necessarily about killing everybody. Let's give them a riot shield and a stun
Right.
baton.
Yes.
Perfect. It seems appropriate.
A stun baton that can deflect a lightsaber.
Yeah, that's kind of where they kind of went. Like the first time I saw that, I was like, "What?" And then now, well, that's not true. We did see it in Revenge of the Sith with the Magna Guards, but it seems
Hmm.
like anything that's electrified
Right.
is suddenly able to stop a lightsaber.
No, that center pose is what I was talking about. Having the nice center of mass distributed evenly.
Yep.
That looks like a supernatural pose. Not supernatural, but a very natural
Yeah,
pose.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
Josh says that Target used to be really good with lots of higher quality stuff, but now it's awful and nothing is ever stocked.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
That's how kind of Walmart is here now.
Photo on the left is the solicitation photo for this. The
Mm.
other two are a little more dynamic.
Mine's still in the box. Does the baton flip back? Does that that
Yeah, it
stun
does. It
portion
does.
flip back? So there's a
I
little playability there too,
I
which is
didn't add
nice.
a second. I should have added another one with it closed, but it does close. Do you remember the role? This got a role play toy.
Really?
Yeah, the baton got a role play toy,
Wow. That's
and
pretty cool.
I
Little
want to say
baton
it
flip.
was. Yeah, I want to say it was in the Black Series
Oh,
branding.
I do remember that. Now, as soon as you said that, it was like a full scale Black
Yeah, yeah,
Series.
yeah. Like they were doing the lightsabers. Like, here, we'll give you
I
this one
do
too.
remember that lit up blue.
I feel if I saw this on the shelf now, I mean the role play toy, and it was in some like bargain bin,
Oh, 100%.
I'd get it.
100%. Will we
Don't.
be, will, are we going to be dipping? I know we're like pretty action figure heavy, but will we be dipping into any of the other uh,
Oh,
Black
that's a
Series
good question.
releases? Because I've got helmets out with the
I
Yang.
never even thought about that. I mean, Black Series did do other stuff. They did some die cast.
Yeah.
They did the 3 3/4 line for a very short period of time,
Very well. There was yes. I have a few of those kicking around.
and then it got repackaged in the vintage collection.
That's right.
Oh, we were
They had
talking
the
about.
mini red and black boxes too. They were minis. Yeah.
That's right. We were talking about action figures before vintage collection, and what were they called?
Mm,
And I saw some. Remember Saga Edition
right.
or
Right.
Saga Collection,
Yeah.
Saga Collection
I
before
have a
that.
ton of those in storage.
Those were nice. I like those.
They went deep with their characters, which was why I started getting them, because you're getting characters like that they had never made,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in the old Kenner.
Well, now we're getting stuff though. We are, and that's still happening because they finally, for whatever reason, have overcome whatever the legal schmiegel
Yes.
is, and the Tonica sisters are coming out
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in vintage collection.
That's right.
Whether or
Gunter.
not we get any more in the Black Series, I think of the Cantina as I'm sorry, I'm looking off at my Cantina guys. Ponda Baba, Ivazan, and Walrus Man. I don't think there is anybody else.
Greedo.
Oh, it's true. Greedo. IG-88's head. Yeah, the
Uh,
Ithorian Walrus Man. Oh, sorry, Moma Nadon.
right. But
And
no Hammerhead.
sorry, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Hammerhead.
Oh,
What
but
did I say?
there is a
There,
Momonodon.
yeah, there is a Momonodon in Black Series.
Really?
Because they reused the they re. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me unplug here for a second.
Yeah. I thought that was the Mandalorian guy, the mayor or whatever of Mos Espa. I must have been asleep at the wheel for that release because I would have been all over it. Mm. Distribution problems.
It's just easier to switch to cans.
Sure.
Yeah, they did I don't know if you remember this. They did an exclusive Ithorian. Uh,
Never got a snaggletooth, did we?
no, we did not. I'm gonna Andy. You want to solo me for a second? There we go. So they did do a Moma Nadon.
Oh, excellent.
There we go.
Oh,
And to homage the Kenner figure, they gave him the E11 Stormtrooper blaster.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I
So
missed that. Holy.
that was a deluxe release.
Didn't even know it was a
That's
thing.
2020. I think that's a 2024 release.
Wow. Well, so I might
Yeah.
still be able to grab it.
Yeah, 2024. Yeah. So first order. Oh, I got that Empower the Force too. Yeah.
Mm.
I hadn't seen him since
I still have my
Kenner.
Kenner. I have my Kenner guy here still.
Riot Control Trooper, same basic body that we've seen already in the Officer and
Love
the San Diego exclusive.
4 out of 5 Rey Skywalkers.
For him alone.
Yeah.
Now they add in this version of Poe Dameron. And I gotta tell you, like, we're pre-face print here.
We've been drinking a bit.
And I have to say, boy, does lighting make a huge difference because,
yeah.
like, the blow up of that portrait looks pretty horrific.
Yes.
But then on the figure on the left, it doesn't look too bad. But with the helmet on and the different lighting, that looks pretty good.
Yeah, with the helmet on.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of the Resistance style helmets compared to the Rebellion era helmets.
Oh, I like them. I thought they were kind of cool.
They're not. They're a little sleeker. I know what they were doing.
Like a laser tag helmet.
Yeah, a little bit. Captain Power. I mean, I'm in love with my Trapper Wolf helmet. I'm not going to get up and pull it down, but I've been wearing it a lot. I fell asleep in it one night, hurt my neck.
We'll have to remember this and hold me to task on this one. When we get to single carded Finn, because it's Poe's jacket that he's wearing,
Right.
we got to do a big comparison on those two figures to see if
Okay.
it's how much reuse is on them.
Right.
Is it the whole
Because
body?
he's got that open chest.
Yeah.
Because Finn would have the black stormtroopers ghillie underneath, right?
The body glove or whatever it is.
Yeah. That's a decent looking figure for what it's worth.
For what it's trying to be.
Yeah. I don't own this figure. I don't know that they got a single card release like this, did it?
Not this version. I think the Poe flight suit did.
Flight suit, absolutely. And that has a different helmet.
It's got the black and red one.
Black and red. Yeah.
This is like him at Tokadano.
Yes.
Yeah. I liked Oscar Isaac. I thought he was really good in
fantastic
in this movie.
He was definitely the best part of the third movie.
The mold is there, and I think it's always been there. Like, you can see it. Like a good painter, like a customizer, could get a hold of this and repaint it, and I think you'd have something really good.
He's got that shiny beard like my Indiana Jones. It drives me crazy.
But this is pre-face print, so
pre-face print, so that was hand done.
Yeah.
I mean, decent. Looks like he's been crawling around on his hands and knees in the grass, though. He's got a little grass staining on his knees.
Yeah.
Are those pads? No. I mean, not bad, but at this point, not having seen the movie, probably wouldn't go out on a limb to pick up this 2-pack. But again, I might get them as either single carded, especially that other. So he's going to bring the score down. The other guy's going to bring it up. I'll give it a 2.5 for the box.
Oh, we're giving the whole set a 2.5?
Yeah, because the trooper brings it way up and he kind of jacks it down.
Yeah,
although popping that helmet on other figures, that appeals to me.
We don't have any other figures from the movie to put it on yet.
No, but I mean, that's true. That's true. Throw that on a Luke Skywalker, and I shouldn't say that. Shield down.
I shouldn't say that because the order that we are looking at them does not necessarily reflect street date.
Right.
Right.
And again, we're talking now, what, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 of the 11 figures we're talking about not available in Canada.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right? So your Entertainment Earth, that's 4. These 2 are 6.
Yeah. It was Amazon before. So no, it's
Amazon.
So it's 6 out of the 11.
But even then, 2015, Amazon, and maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. How old were you when you figured out that you could just switch your location to Amazon US and have it shipped to Canada? Not that everything on Amazon US does ship to Canada, but a lot of it does. I was like 40 something when I figured that out.
I've known about it. I haven't done it yet, but I've known about it for sure.
Oh, man. Excuse me. All right. So Escape from Destiny. I feel it's an interesting name to give this pack. Because neither one of these people are really escaping anything or a lack of escaping.
And the playability of this is off because neither one of these characters sort of faces off in this situation.
Well, I mean, I don't remember seeing the riot control guy on Tokadana.
That's 100% where he. Oh, at the beginning of the movie,
because he gets the rifle and starts taking pot shots at them before they take him prisoner.
I thought Takadana. What's Maz Kanata's homeworld called? That is Takadana.
Oh, Takadana Castle. I'm thinking the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, what the heck?
With
I was gonna say Scarif, but that's wrong.
Max von Sydow.
Yeah. Oh
my gosh, yeah.
Oh. I got the
the
novel right here. Let's see.
Yeah.
Chapter 1 is
the guy's
Luke's
name.
Dream.
I'll know exactly who he is as soon as you say his name.
It's
Ming the Merciless.
Right.
It's the Exorcist. Jesus.
The first chapter is Luke having a dream about Kami.
Lor Santeca.
Lor Santeca.
That's him.
What the
But
big
yeah.
planet was that? I'd have to read the whole chapter. I'm not about to do that.
Not Takodana.
Not Takadana. But so the
My fault.
riot control is from Takadana.
Oh, I don't remember them there.
But no, like Takadana being
Oh, right.
Maz's
Sorry,
castle,
you're
he
right.
fights
When
Finn.
they fight, yeah, the traitor thing. I keep thinking the beginning of the movie with
Right. So I mean, maybe in the background there might have been these guys, but they were just gunning people. They were a kill squad.
Yeah, it was about the
Jakku.
Was it on Jakku? It was on Jakku when they had that meeting?
Really?
Wow. That changes a lot for me.
Oh, I guess that makes sense because the droid runs off and then finds Rey. It does make a lot of sense.
Oh. Apparently I got to go back and watch The Force Awakens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I got too many episodes of The Mandalorian in my beak now.
Yeah. And I just got back onto Cobra Kai last night. Watched the first episode.
Yeah, the second half
of the last batch.
I saw an ad, not a trailer, mind you, but an ad at the Cineplex last night for Karate Kid Legends, which is the movie.
You know what? I'm going to give it a try. I've been, as much as and Kim, she just shakes her head. But when Cobra Kai started,
yes,
it was so drippingly fromage.
Oh, man.
That is why I love it.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be more than what it is for me.
Yeah,
I love the fact that
it's the Doctor Who of karate movies or karate shows. It's so good like that. No.
Oh, you've already got through it, Andy.
Nice.
Okay. All right. I'm not there yet. I've only got one episode in. Okay, so for Escape from Forces of Destiny. Geez. Escape from Destiny. Forces of Destiny, the animated shorts. Right. Those were good.
Some of them are real good.
They might have been better than this 2-pack. The Riot Control Trooper, yeah, he definitely brings up something we didn't talk about on this mold. The pistol pins onto the leg.
Oh, that's really
There's
nice.
no holster. It pins on.
Yeah, that's
I love
cool.
that. Like a armored hardpoint. I like that.
Excuse me.
I liked it okay, but in and out of the series. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. For me, this is like a we're using a 5 scale, are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 2.5.
Yeah.
It's right down the middle because I love the Riot
2.5 BB-8s.
Yeah, I love the Riot Control guy. I could take or leave Poe. And they were trying to do some stuff here. Small detail, that blaster, and I can't tell you what it's called, and I don't care what it's called because I think it's awful. But
the pistol or the blaster?
The blaster that Poe is carrying.
Oh, it's like an A. It's kind of like a, yeah.
They tried to make that like this is the Resistance military issued rifle.
Right. It comes with the trooper. It comes with the Resistance trooper.
Yeah, it's an awful design. I don't like it.
Yeah, it doesn't look good at all.
I do not like it.
And I don't like the color.
I love firearms.
They're trying to go like Call of Duty with the off black or whatever with it.
Yeah,
too. I prefer like a nice black weapon.
All right, we got one more to look at tonight, and this might be the best one. I think it is anyway. This one's a cool one. If you have this one, you would almost certainly want to get the companion piece that would come later, but we're talking about, I got multi-packs on the brain here. It is Kylo Ren Starkiller Base.
Okay.
Not the single carded release. And this was a Kmart exclusive in the US.
Wow.
This was made available up here, and I think it was another one of those TRU jobs, or maybe it was Target or something. But it definitely was available up here. Not a whole lot going on here that differs from this is essentially the single carded figure that we'll get later. Do you have him? Okay, so that is from...
It's actually Supreme Leader Kylo Ren.
So that is Last Jedi Kylo Ren.
Yeah, that's Last Jedi Kylo Ren.
Yeah. This one is kind of cool. I did get a comparison shot here. I'll bring it up here for you. You get the terrain piece, Um, and you get the which is supposed to be snow because Starkiller base.
Sure.
You get the snow effect on the soft goods. The soft goods are actually pretty good on him. They actually really do mimic the
Hmm.
look of his cloak in the movie. But what makes him better, and I think a lot better than the single carded release, is the lightsaber.
Mm,
Because the lightsaber and the blow up there is of the single carded release. The blade is one solid piece,
nice.
whereas the Starkiller base version is three separate blades that peg in.
Oh,
You can totally see the difference.
yeah.
So when I had this figure, the first thing I did was I
That
took
looks
the.
completely opaque too. It doesn't look translucent like the other
It
blades.
is,
Is it? Yeah.
yeah. It's not very. It's not very good.
Mm,
I did take the lightsaber and swap them with the single carded one because I didn't care for the snow,
right.
but I wanted the lightsaber, so I did a swap.
Nice.
Nothing else about this figure. Not removable. The faceplates or the helmets or anything. That is the head that's on it. It's a nice mix of soft goods and molded plastic for the shawl bit, I guess. Sean says, "I like the cloth Kylo Ren. I do too.
Yes,
The
it's
Yep.
it's that's a decent looking figure. I have two other Kylo Rens. I have that Supreme Leader, which I guess is actually the Rise of Skywalker one,
Yeah, yeah.
and then I have the Last Jedi. He has no helmet. He's got the
Yep.
sits on the shoulder hard plastic cloak.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The I would have loved a Ben Solo release. That I mean, that was also one of the redeeming parts of the
At
Skywalker
the
film.
end, yeah, yeah, that would have been pretty cool with the Skywalker family saber
But as a deluxe figure, I guess this is what they would be. That's a little like he's posed in the box. He comes
with
with
the
a
terrain
base.
piece. Yeah.
So I don't know if Andy, if you could find us a retail on that for its release, but he's probably out of my price range.
In 2015. Oh man. I had this one, and I also had the Ray. Actually, I had a case of the Ray Starkiller base. I couldn't get rid of them.
These are not those the Macats, right? It's
The
like
centerpiece.
there was two
No,
centerpieces that were Black Series,
they did centerpieces for this as well for Kylo and for Ray. And
right?
they did a Vader one
And a
and
Luke
a Luke
on Hoth,
Hoth. Yeah.
right? Yeah.
The Ray one, the companion piece for this actually looks pretty good. And if you had both of them sort of,
Is it a Star Killer base too?
yeah, it is. She
Yeah.
gets like a jagged ice piece that you
Oh,
can
very.
pose her on.
See,
And if
that's
you
not bad. That's
if
kind
you
of
put
cool.
them apart, right, like the chasm, they can't get to each other. That's kind of cool.
Oh, that's not bad.
24.99.
It's not bad.
So that would have been all right. I'd have bought
Yeah.
that for $25.
Yeah, I give him a 3.5 out of 5. Uh, fuzzy lightsabers, whatever they
Yeah,
crackling
yeah,
lightsabers.
yeah. Unstable crystal lightsaber.
There it is. There it is.
I feel for the day for 2015, this was pretty cool. And I mean, Kylo Ren was poised to be this great villain, and he should have been.
Mm,
Um, Still loved Adam Driver's performance. I thought he was actually one of the best parts of the trilogy.
100%. Yeah.
I like this character. I like the design. Like the Stormtrooper was the evolution of the Stormtrooper. This is sort of the evolution of Vader. And I don't want to say that it's the new Vader, but
No.
I mean that is kind of what we're going for, even story wise.
Right.
Grandfather, I shall finish what you started. So it's hard not to make that
There's
comparison.
so many promises unkept.
I know, I know. However, as an action figure, I feel like, man, like if you were a fan of this movie and you really wanted to recreate that scene, this is sort of a must have.
Hmm.
It's a 4 out of 5.
Oh, wow.
This is a 2015 4 out of
Attaboy.
5.
Attaboy.
In 2025, it's a 3, I guess.
And
It's
I
a 3.
like so when I rate these, I'm just going off of all visuals. I can't put one in my hand, and even if
No,
like most of my sequel trilogy stuff is unopened. So we used to rock Kmart's down here too.
we
I
have all
bought
kinds
many
of them.
of
Yeah,
my
yeah.
my first figures at Kmart's and Towers.
Well, listen, Sean's here, and that's great because we started a thing, and Josh, you remember this as you were our first participant. We've got our fan corner this
Mm,
week, and this week's fan corner comes courtesy of Sean, who's watching live in the chat right now. Sean sent us a bunch of photos of his toy collection, and Andy was kind enough to put those all together for us into a slide. Sean,
excellent.
if you want to hop on the phone and call in,
That's a
uh,
nice Grievous, buddy.
we're all set up here. We're all set up here. We can take your call. While we're doing that, let's have a look here. Oh, you're absolutely welcome. Absolutely welcome. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I see some familiar things here. Not only do I see some familiar things, I do see some things that we've actually talked about on the show.
Yeah, 100%.
I do like the. I'm a big fan of that General Grievous.
Yeah,
We
I
gave.
believe that was he won this on in a
Is that
contest
the
we
one
had.
that we gave
I
away?
believe
Okay.
that's the one we gave away.
Well, that's pretty cool. Then. So there,
Yeah,
Sean's got the single carded Kylo Ren right there beside Luke,
I see that. Yeah, he's got
and
the.
is Rey floating? Like, is she getting choked out and floating? What's going on there? She's like on her knees. Oh, there's a lot going on with my wall.
That's excellent.
Oh, you did win that from us. Okay, fair enough. I like the way that Andy's put this together, but it makes it confusing. I'm like, is that one wall? Like,
There's a couple of doubles there going on, but no, it's
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I do. I like that. It's arranged very nicely. Mix of inbox and open. That's cool.
Hmm. I resemble that. I'm loving your original stuff going on there in that bottom right photo.
Oh, on the Kenner stuff.
Yeah, I should make it big so I can see it better too. But that's an that Akbar is awesome.
I wish we could. Can we do this? Oh, I can do this. Can you guys see that at
Oh,
home?
I can.
I'm gonna make this.
You're all over my window. That's excellent.
There we go.
Very nice.
We'll just
R5D4.
we'll just make that a little bit bigger.
Yeah, you've seen enough of us.
Yeah, absolutely. That looks great.
It does look great.
So
Is
let's
that a
just.
Transformer X-wing pilot in the bottom left?
That's a good question.
I drew that for you, Wes.
Is that the one you drew?
It is 100% the one I drew for you.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Speaking of Transformers, the Hasbro just launched their latest HasLab, and it is a Transformer HasLab.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's Leo Kaiser from the Japanese continuity, or the Japanese G1 continuity,
Mm,
I should say. You know what I love the most about these photos as a whole is that there's just like each like there's themes, but it's all mashed together.
yeah.
Like I love that the
I
DC stuff is smack in the middle of Star
So I
Wars.
don't know if anybody else does this, but I agonize over like, and by myself. It's not for anybody, right? Like,
Yep.
but I
Yep.
agonize over this myself going, do I have there are 10 movies or 11 movies, I guess now 12 movies. And
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
shows, do I have an Ahsoka? Do I have just so I've had to settle with like I have a Rebel Alliance. I have like my original trilogy shelf here, but it's also got Rebels because characters, and then above
Oh,
you guys can't
okay.
see it, but I have my uh the Rebellion era stuff like Andor and Solo leading up to it, and then I have above that I have prequel shelf because
Remember,
I only have two Phantom Menace figures, so it's
I started out that way and then I botched it up. So when
nice.
I was doing like I had to do another mass opening because I was behind by about, oh, I don't know, a dozen figures or something one day. So
Mm,
I'm like, I got to get these open and get them in. I'm
right,
like, if I'm pulling stuff and moving stuff to make room, I might as well just pull everything. And I
right.
did. I pulled
Yes,
every figure. So
I've
now
I've been close so many times.
my chronology, because that's how I've done it. I My chronological order for Star Wars is now shelf correct.
Oh, that's really cool.
So
Because
it's
I've split mine good guys and bad guys,
oh
but
no,
then
man.
that
I've
makes
done
me
that as
go, where
well.
the hell do I put like my bounty hunters? Because that they the like Boba Fett is ostensibly a good guy.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so I have
yeah.
one Boba Fett on the bad guy side, but I have the modern Boba Fett on the good guy side. So what
I've
do I
done
do?
that. I in my
If you could
chronology, I've done
see
that. So
my
I just go by era.
Empire shelf there
Oh, let me solo you, Hank.
up in the top right. There's a
Okay.
and there's an All Might. And so my box stuff has no real rhyme or reason. It's just because it fits on the shelf. And I pulled a few of the Force Awakens figures for today, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Um, but and then you can see like there's Cal Kestis, there's Andor, there's the Bad Batch, there's Solo and Kira.
Right, but they're all sort of
But
in the same time period.
I sit and agonize really over that stuff, going, where do I want to put these characters? Like, and I have
Right.
there's a Mandalorian era shelf right at the
Yeah,
bottom
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
So, and there's a Luke Skywalker on that because that's that era of Luke Skywalker. So
So I do
I
that too.
really can appreciate when there's a Joker beside your Darth Vader. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
takes
yeah.
stones I don't have. Does that
Oh
make
man.
sense?
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. How bold are you?
Right. I mean, and
Andrew wants to
I
know.
do have an everything shelf that's completely out of frame with Indiana Jones, My Hero. There's the Robotech figure I bought off
Oh,
you,
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
and some lost figures from the ancient days. So I do have that mishmash. I have a bookshelf that's got uh, Avatar figures with X-Men figures with the Princess Bride figures that were at Dollarama that came out, Spider-Man, a Green Goblin. Like, so I do have eclectic shelves, but when I I don't ever talk about that stuff when I'm like, I collect Star Wars action figures, but
Yep.
I just collect action figures
That's me
realistically, right?
too, man. I collect what I like. I have themes, like I have focuses, like
Yes.
obviously Star Wars is the thing that I'm into the most. And
Sometimes
then
I'll just get like a character, like I've got one single Simpsons character, and it's Hank Scorpio.
oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I have a
Nice.
few waves of the Rick and Morty figures that came out from Funko. They're decent
Yeah.
figures.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, Princess Bride figures, sir. Yes. So
Very
we have a
nice.
store here called Dollarama. It's much like your Dollar Tree. They were $5.
Oh yeah.
McFarlane seven
Well,
inch scale.
these are the McFarlane 7-inch scale, so
Yeah.
it's that sort of articulation
Yep.
and
And the horrible face painting.
stri- they are pretty bad.
But I have a whack of them because they were $5. No Andre the Giant, of course. But
So yeah, Andy wanted to know from Sean if he had a favorite figure, and the answer is yes. I have a cloth Princess Leia as top of my collection.
nice. Is that a modern, like a 6-inch cloth?
That's a good question. Would that is that the
Or is
medal
that the 12-inch
ceremony
Kenner?
Leia? Oh, I
The
never
12-inch
considered
Kenner
that.
is
She was pretty
outstanding.
cool. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
she was an outstanding figure.
I tell you, if in the Black Series, and I think I've said this before. Oh, I have a fake stormtrooper that I like. That is also cool.
Nice.
If you ever get a hold of the slave Leia, there's an easy custom you can do. You need to get the medal ceremony Leia, the Yavin medal ceremony, and do a head swap.
Oh,
It's a simple head swap, but it makes such a huge difference.
nice.
So yeah, now I got to get a second Yavin Leia to do that.
I wouldn't say Dollarama's high class, but man, if you're into Hot Wheels, they have so many Hot Wheels.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
mean, I bought all kinds. Andy got me this My Hero figure uh, from his Dollarama there, and I have about 5 other My Hero figures. There again, McFarlane's. These were $5. There's all kinds of little weird, you know, Transformer minis or um, they have Hot Wheels sets there. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
they have
yeah.
a lot of Hot Wheels at Dollarama. You should check out Andy's posts on Facebook, and they do a Tuesday segment
There's
actually
a yeah.
the
So
Dollarama shopping at
there
Dollarama.
there is a Facebook group, toy hunting at Dollarama.
Yeah, so I mean, if there's things you're looking for that we can get you super cheap, you let us know and we will get them to you, buddy.
Yeah, it's easy enough to do. So that's it for Back in Black series for this week. We looked at what, 8, 12 figures this week.
Yeah, 11, 12 figures.
I think 11 or 12. And it was a long one. It was a long one, but I felt like that was the right thing to do, was to I mean, it seems like each time we entered a phase, it was with a convention exclusive. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
let's just keep
Mm-hmm.
that train rolling. Next week, we're gonna get into the first wave of phase 3. So the regular mass release stuff. And there's one coming up there that I can't wait to talk about. Hank, you might remember every time the helmet gets used, and it's been used a million times
Oh
since the movie.
man.
We're talking about Zuvio.
Constable Leo. There's an amazing SNL sketch from just before the movie came out where they were like predicting how important this character was going to be. I don't even think he made the theatrical
He didn't.
cut.
It was cut.
Yeah,
Poor guy.
100%.
That's another one too, like the Black Series, the marketing for that. He was marketed as Constable Zuvio,
Right. Yeah.
The way that Jyn Erso was marketed as Sergeant Jyn
Sergeant
Erso.
Jyn Erso.
She was already in the rebellion.
Right.
Well, that didn't happen.
Rebellions are built on hope. That whole trailer is almost like doesn't even work.
Dude, is that a Force Awakens mug too?
I broke out all my stuff.
Dude, you went all in.
The Force Awakens hat here.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
I had to go into the closet to get a few things.
Well, Back in Black series continues next week. Like I said, first regular wave of phase 3, and it's mostly Force Awakens. I think.
Yes. Yeah.
It might even be all Force Awakens.
It might be.
I will post up the figures for the week in our private chat. That's for you, Hank, and then for you guys, it'll be a surprise next week if you didn't
pull what I have.
A surprise all the way from 2015.
You'll start to see that Wes and I have a lot more in hand coming up.
Once we get into stuff,
once we clear the Force Awakens, you'll start to see a lot more in hand.
Outside of the sequel trilogy, I have a lot.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right, but that's it for me this week. Hank, is there anything that you want to touch on before we say goodnight?
I love these shows. It's just unscripted. It's just chatting.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that you guys are chiming in with comments. It's almost like Wes and I are just gushing about toys, which is something we do anyway. And normally Andy's not snowed in and he's gushing with us. So, but he's been producing the shit out of the show. Let me tell you what, he's hot on the comments.
If I had been on the ball, by the way, this doesn't happen very often. I was late because I was clearing my driveway, but that's the second time I've done it today.
Oh man,
I don't do that very often. Like I can't tell you the last time I had to do like snow removal twice in the same day.
I don't know. I can hear the wind. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind over the mic at home, but we've got 80 winds here, freezing rain, 280 millimeters of freezing rain predicted by 6 a.m. tomorrow. Not fun either. So I feel your pain, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gaz.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, thanks for tuning in as always. Looking forward. Let's work on something to get you back on the show. I want to say special thanks to Sean for sending in his toy photos. And,
always. Anybody that wants to hit us up, man.
Chat. Always, yeah. Send us your photos. You can send them to any of our socials, or you can send them directly to us by email at fandompower3 fandompower3 at gmail.com.
Awesome.
All of our links are in the description of the video tonight. So if you're trying to find us, we're not hard to find.
I mean, hit us up on Patreon if you want to support the channel.
Yeah, I mean it's we have one level of support, which makes it pretty simple. You either feel the value is there or you don't, and that's fine.
See all our spelling mistakes from our.
Oh my God! When you start reading my notes.
Oh man!
And I don't edit my notes. What I write is what goes on Patreon.
No, I rarely edit them. I sometimes edit them for flour, but never for spelling or grammar. No. So that's where you get your cross whores.
That's right. my friend Crossor. I'll never live that one down.
So good.
All right. Final special thanks to Andy, although you couldn't make it. Thanks for running the show in the
Oh,
background.
so good, man. Thank you.
It's a completely different experience when I'm not trying to manage 16 things at one time. I quite like this. All right. Tuesday night, Andy will be here if he can get out of his driveway. It'll be Random Fandom, the 92nd edition.
Wow.
93rd edition.
Wow. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. By the way, milestone, Fandom Power, 590 subscribers as of today.
Amazing.
Oh,
Woo!
591. I didn't look before the show, so
man, we're gonna have to
thank you.
Drive to 1,000 contest or something. Give away a couple more pigs.
Thanks to everyone who's discovered us along the way. I know some of our older videos are still have some pretty good traction, and some of those I'd like to get back to. I know that our Weapons of Star Wars was real enjoyed by a lot of people, so
Love
I feel
those.
like that's something that I need to work on some more. Yeah. Just got to find the time to put into it. So
this is it.
All right, everybody. Remember, as always, whatever your thing is, fan on. And for Fandom Power, my name is Wes.
He's Andy.
He is Andy. Yep.
And I'm Hank.
We'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now, everybody.